Good morning, everybody. What's going on? How you guys doing? Yeah, so Friday live stream, right? What do we got to talk about today? Well, first of all, we are going to talk about something that's affecting devices that have the Qualcomm chip. Um, pretty, pretty interesting what's going on here and what's to be said about it. So I'll talk a little bit about that and kind of cover that. I posted on Twitter last night, small video, letting you guys know that I'm actually using the 2XL and the Pixel XL for a couple of days and shooting a video on just, switching down from a Pixel 5, a Pixel 4, Pixel 4a, switching down to the 2XL and the Pixel XL. What's it like? Do I feel like I'm hindered or any of that type of stuff? But I'm going to give just a little bit of thought on it in this podcast today. But full video with explanations coming next week. So be on the lookout for that. Also, Twitter making an update to the app that surprisingly people are talking about, but it's not that big of to me, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm still going to cover it anyways. Also, immediately following this podcast, once it ends, will be the members only live stream with a kind of controversial topic. And so if you want to get down on that or be able to see that, you know what you got to do. That's just become a member of the channel. There's 2 tiers, fairly cheap. So why not, right? If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on Anchor, please give a follow on Anchor too as well for audio versions of this, as that's what I do. Is put out audio versions for people to listen to from their favorite podcast sources. And so why not? That's the whole thing. Oh, look, OfferUp is sending me some deals. that is notifications for OfferUp. Anyways, while you're joining in right now, if you're watching on the replay, that's cool. If you're watching the replay, crack a cold one open. Get your favorite snack. Take a listen. Also, I would love some feedback by everybody. Are you guys digging these shorter episodes, like 30-minute long to 40-minute long episodes? Are those okay with you guys? Because I was doing them for about an hour, and I feel like an hour is just kind of like too long, and I should shorten it. So feedback, definitely something that I would want from you guys. Also, if you guys would like to leave a one-time monetary donation, I would surely appreciate it. There is the link below. You can donate $1 or something like that. It's cool. It helps out with what I'm doing here, obviously. And of course, my kiddos really appreciate it. So, yeah. Shouts out to those that's watching on the YouTube side. Shouts out to those watching on the Facebook side, and shout out to those watching on the Twitter side. Simulcasting to 3 destinations. Why not? That's like the new phrase, right? I should make a T-shirt that says "Why not" and put that up on the merch for people to buy. Well, I don't know. I just figured it's kind of funny. Before I get into the topics and stuff like that, I was kind of laughing because like yesterday I posted on Twitter and I was like, hey, can I break 600 on Instagram? Only because I don't know if you guys hear that popping. That's like because my phone is near the microphone and it's picking up the interference. But anyways, because last night I was like at 590 followers on Instagram. And like I've been saying this a couple of days only because I'm trying something new. It's outside of tech. It has nothing to do with tech. And that's just it's like reactions to reels on Instagram, comical reels, funny reels and stuff like that, and I react to them, and it's like I am trying to find the funniest ones, so I have like a library of reactions to the funniest ones that's found. And I didn't think that that's what would push my Instagram. Like, my Instagram has always been something where I've shared photos that I've taken from the Pixel phones. I have an IGTV account on Instagram, and I upload the same tech videos I put on YouTube. I put it on Instagram, but there's some that's only exclusive to Instagram TV. And I like talking about tech. But the funny thing is when Instagram like unlocked the ability for people to react to other people's reels, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be cool. So I decided to do them for fun. I didn't think that they would start to kind of like, push hard. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily classify it as viral because none of them have views over 1 million, but they're breaking big views on Instagram. Like the one that got it going, uh so the audio basically is like an argument conversation between a guy named Tony and Ezekiel. I'm pretty sure people have heard of this one. They usually like to dub this audio over like, an interaction between two animals, like a dog and a deer, or a dog and a seal, or a dog and another dog, or whatever. And a lot of swear, a lot of cussing, but it's kind of funny. And yeah, that one, like, I think it's like over 300,000 views on there. And I was just like, whoa, like, it's just a reaction, but it continues on. So as I was doing more reaction reels, just having fun with it, they started to pick up steam. And so I started noticing that my Instagram follower number started to go up. So yesterday it was like at 590. Now it's like, I wonder if I could break 600. And I didn't break 600 last night. I didn't get past 600 subscribers last night on Instagram, but I did break that this morning. I'm currently sitting right now at 602. And I figured, I can just do something totally different with my Instagram and just, I always liked vlogging. It's never really worked out on YouTube, but I'm wondering if it'll work out on Instagram. If I just record like, vlog videos, post them to Instagram. Right now I'm currently sitting at 602 followers on the gram. So that's pretty cool. Shouts out to those people that, decided to give a follow on the gram. It's really kind of hard for me to vlog because there's not really much things I would consider interesting for people to check out of my daily life. I mean, my daily life, I'm just a dad. I get up at 6:20 in the morning. I wake my daughters up for school, help them get ready, make sure that they eat breakfast, make sure that they have their stuff together, which is kind of also another side thing that's kind of funny. So my oldest daughter, who's in 4th grade, she's allowed to bring a backpack from home to school. But my youngest daughter, who's in 3rd grade, she's not allowed to because of the pandemic and stuff like that. So it's just kind of weird. But anyways, so I help my daughters get ready for school. And because they live out of district, the school has personal drivers that pick up students who are outside of the district from their homes, bring them to school, and then bring them back home. So fully trustworthy. Drivers are ran through FBI background screening and stuff like that. Also, their driving record has to be submitted and stuff like that. So, they are cautious of who they hire as drivers for the school. And so I get my daughters ready. They're out to the driver. The driver takes them to school. My youngest son, he wakes up. Right now he's asleep because he kind of partied out on root beer floats last night. Last night we had root beer floats after dinner. Like, we had a really badass dinner last night. We had meatloaf, we had corn on the cob, like sweet corn on the cob. They had fettuccine pasta. I don't really eat pasta, so I just basically had meatloaf and corn. And like, I'm weird like that because like, they put butter on their corn. I'm weird. I put mayonnaise and chili flakes. Someone's probably gonna be like, what the fudge? But I mean, I'm dead serious. I put mayonnaise and chili flakes on my corn on the cob. And anyways, so after dinner, because I wanted to have fun with my kids last night, and it's fun though. It's fun to make root beer floats. So got a 6-pack of those small cans of A&W root beer and some vanilla ice cream, and we had root beer floats. And so like, my son pretty much is still knocked out, like as if he party hard, and but normally he's up at this time. Well, a little bit earlier. He's usually up like around like 8 o'clock, and I would make him breakfast. So here in a little while, he'll come in the room. You guys have seen him in the past couple of podcasts. He just walks in here and talks to me. You know what I mean? And that's always cool with me. These podcasts, I don't consider them to be like professional. It's just me talking to y'all, just like having a conversation or whatever. So being that fact, he can walk in and talk to me at any given time. Sometimes, I'm trying to make a point and I'll let him know, like, I'll talk to him after. But yeah. Anyways, but that's my usual daily thing. So I mean, what would I really be able to vlog there? Because every vlog video would be like the same thing. I don't really go out much. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go out to like a restaurant and then want to vlog what I'm eating. And I think too many people doing that. That's very saturated. So I don't really know what I'm going to do on Instagram as far as that. I can always talk, like on my second channel. I kind of read Reddit stories and just kind of give my thoughts about these Reddit stories that I leave totally anonymous. If you guys haven't checked out my second channel, definitely go check it out. And yeah, basically I just read like, like these really I don't want to say sad stories from Reddit, but it's just people who post certain things that's going on in their life that are looking for advice, and then I read their story, and then I give my perception and my 2 cents, and then I wrap it up. um but yeah, anyways, yeah, so I'll link it in the description later on. I never really link my second channel in there because I'm trying to keep them both separated. But I'll link it for this one, so you guys can catch wind of it in case you guys want to listen to some of the things that I read. And just maybe there's somebody that has like a problem that you could relate with. And of course, a lot of people usually don't like to tell their personal problems out like that. It's really hard for people to do it. So I kind of like offer like some advice. My advice is not professional advice. Let me just kind of do a disclosure right there. It's just my perception, my thoughts, and advice that I would give. It doesn't mean that people have to take it. It's not professional. I'm not a licensed psychiatrist or therapist or anything like that. I'm just a regular person that has a thought. That's all it is. Anyways, all right, so let's get into some tech stuff. All right, so before we get into the main body story, which is the Qualcomm chips vulnerability, let's talk about Twitter. Twitter has been on a roll with implementing certain new things to their platform. But the most recent one that's making rounds on the Webernet that's really not that big of a deal is a recent update to the Twitter app, where now when you post a photo, whether it's in portrait or landscape, you'll get the full view in the tweet rather than like a little portion of it where you have to tap to expand it to actually see the full photo. So if you shoot in portrait, it'll post it in full portrait and you'll be able to see it. Of course, you can still tap it to zoom it open so you can see it full screen. But in the feed itself, it will show the full photo. And, to me, that's like a less exciting type news. Unless you're like a major Twitter person, this will probably be like a big deal for you. But it's not really that huge of a big deal. And I mean, that's my opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and I'm entitled to mine. But nonetheless, it's making its rounds across the Webernet. Twitter being able to, have full portrait or landscape photos visible in the Twitter feed. So I guess that's kind of cool because, if you don't want to like fully open a photo, you'll be able to see it as a preview in the feed itself instead of being forced to actually open it. And that's pretty much it on the Twitter thing. So to kind of supplement a little bit of that, Facebook has released also an update to their platform, both Facebook and Instagram. A couple of things new with that, and it has to it's more focused towards the messaging chat side of Instagram and Facebook. One of the things is that they've updated new themes in the chat threads for both Instagram and Facebook. There's Star Wars inspired chat theme. So when you go into your Instagram app and you go to the chat section of Instagram and you click on a thread that you're chatting with somebody, on the very top there's a little circle with an eye in it. You click that. It's basically like the settings for that chat thread. You'll see themes. Click that and you'll see different themes you can choose. The two newest ones is Star Wars. The second one is a theme inspired by the biopic story on Netflix of Selena. So Selena Quintanilla. If you guys don't know her, just Selena. Yeah, those are two new themes added in. But also them making some changes regarding like voice response in the chat. So on Facebook and on Instagram, besides typing in the chat, you could voice response. And with that, they have made it, I guess, a little bit more intuitive, because Facebook is actually focusing on the audio side of things, because they are still in the process and steps of releasing their clone version of Clubhouse. And so now they're kind of goal focused on things that have to do with audio. And that makes a lot of sense for them to kind of like focus in that area, because they want it to be very intuitive, and also they want the services to work near flawlessly, and they want the audio to be just on point. And so when they're focusing in those areas, the aspect of those areas kind of also helps them along with their soon to be update for their clone version of Clubhouse. Now, I don't know if this version that they're going to bring for audio chat, I don't know if it's going to be a separate application that you have to download onto your phone, or if it's going to be implemented and baked into the Facebook app itself. And if it's baked into the Facebook app itself, does that mean that a similar thing is going to come to Instagram? That's the other big question there. And also, is this going to be obtainable in the Facebook Messenger app? Because Messenger is a totally separate app from Facebook itself. You can literally not have the Facebook app on your phone, but have Facebook Messenger there. And as long as you had a Facebook profile once, even if you were to deactivate your Facebook profile, for some reason, you're still able to use Facebook Messenger. That's still totally weird. However, so we'll have to see what happens with all this. We'll have to see where it goes. But yeah, social media just doing a lot of these very minute things and blowing them to be big cases when they're very, very small. Like I said, Twitter just allowing you to oh geez, who calls me this early in the morning? Silence, village idiot. Spam calls. Why can't spam calls actually be about spam? I like spam. I don't know if you guys like spam, but I like spam. I like spam for breakfast. I'm from Hawaii, so one of our favorite pastime snacks that we used to buy after school, spam musubi. I love to eat those. I can eat those like, woo, man. There's spam burgers, freaking, oh my God, there's so many things you can do with spam. Spam fried rice, spam fried ramen. I mean, there's so many things you can do with it, but anyways, I kind of got off track there. I got off track. I always do. Hashtag ADHD problems. That's what happens when you're ADHD. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so we're seeing a lot of these small changes with social media. It's because they're trying to stay relevant and they're trying to keep people in on what's going on. So by adopting things that, like, new platforms that are surfacing and becoming more popular, by adopting what they do, makes them feel like they can maintain to be relevant. Because just imagine if you strip back down bare bones what Facebook is and bare bones what Twitter is, take all the other extra stuff out the way, right? And is it appealing anymore to people? No, it's not going to be, because it will suffer the same fate that MySpace suffered. So anyways, all right, I digress from that. Let's move it on. Done with social talking. So anyways, guys, so I have my main SIMs inside the Pixel 2 XL and the Pixel XL, okay? The Pixel XL still on Android 10, Pixel 2 XL on Android 11, but has not received a security patch update since October of last year. It's because it's no longer supported. And I wanted to see, like, I have the Pixel 5, I have the Pixel 4 as my daily drivers, and then I have the iPhone XS as my iOS daily driving device. So I wondered, if I switch back to older Pixels, will it, make a difference? Will it make a difference at all whatsoever? You know what I mean? And I want to say that I suffered from the placebo effect the first 3 hours, because with the Pixel 5, the 4a, and then of course the Pixel 4, mostly the 4a and the 5, nearly all screen with a punch hole camera, right? So I'm used to, a smaller form factor with a bigger display. And with these devices, these are big devices compared to what I'm normally using. And they have a much smaller display. Well, at least the Pixel XL has a much smaller display. It still sports that 16:9 aspect ratio. And people still say they should have put the biometric fingerprint sensor here. I understand why they put it in the back. One, it's comfortable to reach to the back already. And two, if they put it in the front right here, it would look like a particular phone that it competes with, right? It would totally look like that. So obviously they wanted to kind of stay out of that realm. But I'll tell you this much for now. I'm having a lot of fun using the Pixel XL and also the Pixel 2 XL. Like the Pixel 2 XL, for some reason, just using the phone, holding it in my hand and using the phone and the way it feels great. It feels great to use, okay? Yes, it's a big device. It's not my forte. It's not my cup of tea, but it's still great in all its forms. And too bad this is a Verizon variant. If this was not the Verizon variant, I would be able to unlock the bootloader and bump it to Android 12 when there's a custom ROM for it. sadly, that's not going to happen. It's going to stay on Android 11, and that's totally fine. I mean, I would say in another 2 years, this would absolutely be obsolete by then. But it still performs good. It's still fast, still buttery smooth. I like the display itself. Of course, it's sporting that 18:9 aspect ratio. It's the first Pixel device to go that route, and just the way that it feels, the way it performs, is just nice. I just can't go and just trash it because it's a couple of years old. And I can say the same for the Pixel XL. And it's funny because when I bring this phone out, I get from people in stores like Walgreens, CVS, Safeway, Albertsons, and places like that, I get people that stare at it, and then if any of them are brave enough to ask, they'll be like, "Is that the Google phone?" And like, yeah, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, that phone is awesome," and blah blah blah. I like the way it looks. I like that color you got there. The white and silver looks really nice together, and yada yada yada. But this is a very old phone. Not too old. Let me take that back. It's not a very, very old phone, but it's old. I mean, I have the Los Mobile SIM in here, and let me disconnect it from Wi-Fi here. Okay, I got the Los Mobile SIM in there. You can see it says 4G. It doesn't say LTE, even though it's connected to LTE band 4. Right? Doesn't see LTE, AT&T band 4, but on the top it says 4G rather than LTE, and but when I hold this phone in my hand and I use it, I'm just like, wow, okay, yeah, it's much bigger than my Pixel 5, but it's functional. It's still pretty smooth too. From a lot of what I do with it, it's still pretty smooth. You get some jank every now and then because it's starting to show its age, right? When you guys saw that I first swiped over to the Google feed, it started to, kind of clutter up a little bit, but then after just a little bit, it smoothed itself out. And this is on Android 10. This is not on Android 11. I don't have it rooted. I don't have a custom ROM flashed on this. I was thinking about doing it, but then I was like, nah, just leave it as it is. And yeah, it's working just fine. Of course, I won't get any of the new features that's in Android 12, and I'm okay with that. But still a pretty solid phone, and it's still chugging like a champ. The last couple of YouTube YouTube Shorts, because I remember YouTube was going to do short video posting, and they were going to call it Reels, but then it ended up being YouTube Stories. Okay, so YouTube Shorts, the last two were shot and filmed by the Pixel 2 XL and the Pixel XL and the Pixel 2 XL. I forgot the viewfinder here. It's like a mirror. So it shows you guys the video potential of these phones, their cameras, audio potential, and yeah, you guys just kind of see like the color representation and the video shots, the frames, and all that other stuff. And so I'm going to use this for a couple of days, and then I am going to make a full video on my experience. So this is just some of it. Okay, there's a whole lot more to talk about with the XL and the 2XL. I'll get into that in the video, so be on the lookout for that video. And it's going to be a video, not a live stream. So be on the lookout for that video once it's uploaded and it's live. I'll premiere it. You guys can, watch it with me, and we'll be in chat discussing it. And I'll just be there for everybody else. All right, now let's kind of just close it off with the Qualcomm chips vulnerable to hacking. Now, I want to make sure I get the best details for you guys on this. And I read it this morning from Google News, and hopefully it's still there because I know Google News tends to update. Yeah, people are talking about Resident Evil. Here we go. This was reported by Gizmodo. Okay, I don't know how good Gizmodo's reputation is, but yeah. So according to Gizmodo, a recently discovered vulnerability inside Qualcomm-produced phone chips could be exploited to gain access to data on affected devices, allowing an intruder to snoop on phone calls and text messages. The bug, which was discovered and disclosed by security firm Checkpoint Research, may be exploitable on a whopping 30% of the world's phones. Okay, that's 30% of the world's phones that could be affected by this. What's up, Gene? How's it going? Good morning to you, good sir. And Baby Yoda, what's up? The force is strong with you. Yeah, so that's intriguing. Okay, because we know that Qualcomm basically provides chips for LG, Samsung, Google, Xiaomi, and many other OEMs out there, right? And this is not saying like 30% of phones in the United States, 30% of phones in the world, okay, are affected by this. Now, they're going to get into research, get in more detail here with the research. It says, while researchers say that the vulnerable chips are found in about 40% of the global phone population, only about 30% of phones in the world come equipped with a particular proprietary interface, the Qualcomm MSM interface, or the QMI, necessary for attacks to be conducted. The affected hardware, the mobile station modem, or the MSM, are a system on chips responsible for providing capabilities to a majority of the important components within the phone. The attack theorized by Checkpoint would necessitate access to the operating system of a targeted device. Though this access could be quite easily accomplished via a malicious Trojanized app or some other method that allowed an attacker to gain entry. Once inside, an attacker could inject malicious code into the modem to reveal sensitive information, researchers write. An attack of this kind would hijack the phone's QMI, which is the protocol that governs communications between the different software components within the MSM. Such exploitations could allow access to text messages, call history, could also allow a hacker to listen in on users' phone calls. In some cases, they could also gain access to contents on the device's SIM card. So this is a very, very, very big issue. Now, of course, currently at this time right now, Qualcomm, along with OEMs, is working on, well, not working on, but they are patching a lot of the exploits in a software bug patch update for devices. This is a very, very, very big issue. Okay. Again, you have to hold Qualcomm responsible here. So it's not Android. I know some F-face is going to be like, that's why I use iOS, because Android is not secure. This is not an Android thing. This is a Qualcomm thing. This is the chip. Qualcomm, right? Allows hackers to gain access to the modem within the chip itself, allowing them to basically hijack and listen or reveal sensitive information like your text messages, be able to look through your phone call history. And I will say this to anyone out there that's going to go and throw it out there and be like, well, we don't have this problem on iOS. You could. You may not have it. It may be harder to do it, but it's not impossible to do it on an iPhone. I'm just going to say that straight out right now. So with that being said, people need to be careful. They have to be really careful because, like it says, yes, this exploit, this vulnerability within the chipset itself is present on 30% of Android phones globally. Okay, it's around the world. That's a lot of phones. But like it says, for an attack to actually happen, a Trojanized app needs to be installed on the phone. So again, it goes back to downloading and installing particular applications that are malicious, malware, basically, right? Malicious software. The places that you get these malware, the places you get them is third-party online, quote-unquote, app stores. Places to get free, modded, cracked APK files of games for Android so you can cheat on those games. That is where the vulnerability really is, because people are not thinking that this place could have an app that has particular code written into it that is malicious. So they sideload it onto their Android phone. They check to authorize the installation of an unknown app. It goes through the installation. It installs the app on the phone. And then, bam, now you have an infected phone. See, when it comes to Android's lack of security, if you want to say that, is not, that's not ever really been the issue with Android phones and infections. It's never been that. It's never been, I got an Android phone. 2 days later, my phone got infected. I don't know how. And a lot of people like to portray that when they go to Reddit and they go to various different sources and they kind of talk about it. They like to go there and say, well, I don't know what happened. My phone just started glitching out and now it's doing some weird funky thing. And there's a Pop-Tart with a cat head flying on my screen with rainbows flying out of his ass. Like, people act stupid, but they know what they did. They just don't want to say it because they don't want the feedback from the community to be like, you freaking idiot. Why did you go there to get that? Or this embarrassment and shame is really what it is with them. Oh yeah, I wanted to beat Candy Crush because I suck at it. So I downloaded a mod cracked version that gave me unlimited boost power and unlimited lollipop smashes. And they don't want people to know that they're cheating in the game. So they I don't know what happened. My phone just started to glitch. And now there's a Pop-Tart with a cat's head with rainbows flying out of his ass. Like, yeah, okay, yeah. Got you. It always is the user's fault. When it comes to Android and security vulnerabilities, it's not Android. The user's fault. You know what I mean? Because the same vulnerabilities could exist on iOS with iPhones, and it's not really going to happen until you jailbreak an iPhone and you start really kind of messing with it, and then you can actually install something that does not or should not be there. And that's how it happens. Point case. So, again, yes, while 30% of the world's phones that run Qualcomm chips are potentially threatened by this, the only way that a hacker is going to be able to get into your phone to do these things that are detrimental would be, in fact, if you installed malware. And just because it says official Candy Crush APK version 8.6.6216144451312-AQBC-1, that doesn't mean that it's the official app. What I tell people is install your apps from the Google Play Store. They monitor applications on their site, on their servers, to make sure that there's no malicious coding, there's no malware on the Google Play Store. And if you absolutely have to go third party, the most trusted source is apkmirror.com, and they're in tandem with the Google Play Store, right? Google knows about apkmirror.com. And so therefore, yeah, that would be the only two places. But even apkmirror.com, I wouldn't trust it 100%. If you want to know what my thoughts are with that site, technically, I trust that site 61%. Anything else, no. And other third party Android app sources like APK Pure and This Is Your APK and Download Free APK and all that stuff. If you want to know what APK is, that is the file name for the Android apps when you install them on your phone. So they're like how you have like on Windows computers, you have executable software installation. So it's like like photo editing.exe, right? The extension of the file itself. It's executable on Windows. APK is just an executable file on Android. Right? Basically, when you put it on your phone, you click on it, it's going to install an app. Yep. So, anyways, just be safe out there. Don't download any third-party crap, and you won't have the infamous Pop-Tart with a cat's head and rainbows flying out of his ass on your screen. You'll be good. You'll be cool to go. Just get your apps from the Google Play Store. Stop bullshitting on third-party stuff. And if you're trying to get these games that are cracked and modded so you can cheat, stop freaking cheating on games. Just play the game for what it is. That's the whole purpose of it. It's meant to be hard to challenge you, so it's fun. If all walks in life were easy, it'd be so dull. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this podcast episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of the video. If you're watching on replay, #ReplayCrew. If you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when I do go live. Up next, following immediately at the end of this broadcast, is going to be the members only live stream. And we're going to be talking about this sensation on Twitter that's becoming popular, and also kind of just talking about how that affects creators in general. Okay, it's a bit of a touchy subject, it's a little bit controversial, Gene, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. Super sticker. So I'll see that in the chat replay. Thank you so much for being a member of the channel also. But yeah, members only live stream coming up right after I end this one. So about like another 2 or 3 minutes once the outro goes. Just give about like 2 or 3 minutes and I will be in that one. So if you're not a member right now, it's probably a good time right now to go ahead and click the membership, join, become one, 99 cents tier 1, $1.99 tier 2. You can check out the perks you get from them, but ultimately you get access to the member only live streams. And these live streams do not go public for everybody to see even after they are done. So they remain only for members to check out. So if you want to get in on that subject, you want to see what I'm going to talk about on that one, because it's going to be a doozy, why not become a member? Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out, chatting with me today. Friday, hopefully your weekend is going to be good. Sunday's Mother's Day, so don't forget that. Yeah, get on it. If you didn't get your mom a gift, if you didn't get her a nice card, if you didn't order her some flowers, if you didn't plan something for the day, better get on it because you got 2 days to do it. But yeah, that's it for this. I'll see you guys in the next one, following back on Monday. All right, peace.